Welcome to Books Made Fun, where we learn English in creative ways with the help of stories. Today, we're going to jump into a really wonderful fable, The Tortoise and the Two Swans. And trust me, it's packed with fantastic words and phrases that are going to help you sound even better in English. So, what's our game plan? Well, we've got a super clear path laid out to make this whole learning experience a breeze. First up, we'll just sit back and enjoy the story itself. After that, we're going to dig into all the cool, advanced words we heard. Then, we'll tackle the idioms from the tale. And you know what comes last? Your turn to practice. So you ready? Let's begin the learning, my learners. Okay, let's dive headfirst into our story. It's a real classic, all about friendship, a little bit of pride, and why it's so important to listen to good advice. So get comfy, and here we go. A long time ago, there was this beautiful lake, surrounded by what you'd call lush vegetation. The water was abundant, and everything was just so tranquil. It was the kind of place where all the animals lived together in peaceful coexistence. It was true harmony. We'll circle back to exactly what these words mean in just a bit. Now, living there was a tortoise named Kombu. And Kombu, well, he loved to talk. A lot. And sometimes he could be a little bit imprudent. His absolute best friends were two swans, Sunket and Vikit, and he just loved sharing his profound thoughts with them right by the water. But then, one year, the unthinkable happened. The rains just stopped. The lake started to shrink, and the whole situation became critical. For the swans, they knew what they had to do. They had to face the music and find a new home.
Oh, Kombu was absolutely terrified. He begged them, "My friends, please don't leave me here. I will be in deep trouble without you."
The swans, feeling so much compassion for their friend, knew this was a tough spot. Helping him was going to be no piece of cake. But after putting their heads together, they came up with a truly ingenious plan. So they came to Kombu and said, "Okay, here's the deal. Hold on to this stick with your mouth as tight as you can, and this is the important part, you absolutely must keep your mouth shut and keep your cool no matter what happens." They knew how much he loved to chat, so they really stressed this point. And so they took off. As they were flying, some villagers on the ground spotted them and just stared up in total astonishment. They started pointing and laughing, teasing him, saying things like, "Wow, he must feel on top of the world up there." Well, the proud tortoise did not like that one bit. He decided he was going to give them a piece of his mind. And the very second he opened his mouth to yell back, he let go. He fell from the sky. The swans could only look down, their hearts filled with sadness. Kombu, their dear friend, had to learn the hard way. You know, the moral of this story is pretty straightforward, isn't it? Think before you speak. Such a simple lesson, but Kombu learned it just a moment too late. So now that we've let the story sink in, let's really zoom in on all that great language that brought it to life. Okay, on to step 2. Time to unpack those advanced words. We're going to look at each one, see how it can change its form, and figure out how you can start using them in your own sentences. Let's do this. First up, we have lush vegetation. That means khani or hari bari vanaspati, basically an area with tons of healthy green plants. So you could say, the island is known for its dense vegetation. The adjective here is lush, like in, we walked through lush green fields. And as an adverb, the plants grow lushly here. Next, tranquil. That's shant, super calm and peaceful, just like our story's lake. As an adjective, you'd say, the lake looked so tranquil this morning. The noun form is tranquility. I go to the park for a bit of tranquility. And the adverb is tranquilly. The boat floated tranquilly on the water. Now for abundant, which means prachur matrame, it just means there's a lot of something. So as an adjective, this area has an abundant supply of fresh water. The noun is abundance. There was an abundance of food at the party. And the adverb is abundantly. He made it abundantly clear that he disagreed. Then there's that beautiful phrase, peaceful coexistence, or shantiporn saha astitva. It's all about different groups living together without any fighting. The verb is exist. Many different species exist in the rainforest. And the noun, of course, is coexistence. The goal is peaceful coexistence between all nations. Let's talk about imprudent. This word was practically made for our tortoise Kombu. It means aviveki, or basically acting rashly without thinking. The adjective is imprudent. It was imprudent of him to spend all his money. The noun is imprudence. His imprudence led to his downfall. And the adverb, imprudently. She imprudently shared the secret. Next up is profound, which means gehera. Think deep, meaningful, and intense. The adjective is profound. The book had a profound impact on me. The noun is profundity. I was impressed by the profundity of her thoughts. And the adverb is profoundly. I am profoundly grateful for your help. Now this one's interesting. Critical. It means gambhir, super serious, super important, like that drought. As an adjective, you can say, her health is in critical condition. As a noun, you might see crisis or criticism. The country is facing an economic crisis. And as an adverb, critically. It's important to think critically about the news. And the Swans' plan was absolutely ingenious, meaning bahut chatur or rachnatmak, just brilliantly clever and original. The adjective is ingenious. That was an ingenious device. The noun is ingenuity. It took a lot of ingenuity to fix the engine. And the adverb, ingeniously. He ingeniously found a way to escape. Remember the villager's reaction? That was astonishment, or ascharya, a feeling of huge surprise. The verb is astonish. Her talent will astonish you. The noun is astonishment. He stared in astonishment. And the adjective is astonishing. She has an astonishing memory. And finally, the Swans showed compassion, which is daya, that feeling of sympathy when you see someone else suffering. Compassion is the noun. Showing compassion is a sign of strength. The adjective is compassionate. She is a very compassionate person. And the adverb is compassionately. The nurse spoke compassionately to the patient. Awesome. You're doing great. Now for part 3. We've got the words down, so let's check out the idioms we heard. These are going to make you sound so much more natural when you speak English. First one, face the music. In Hindi, that's like Pardinomo ka samna karna. Remember when the lake dried up? The Swans had to accept the tough reality of the situation. They had to face the music. For example, you could say, after he broke the window, he knew he had to go home and face the music. Then we had be in deep trouble, or badi musibat mein hona. This was Kambu's biggest fear, right? It just means you're in a really bad situation. Like, if you don't finish this report by tomorrow, you're going to be in deep trouble. The Swans knew that saving their friend was no piece of cake, which translates to aasan nahi. It simply means something is really difficult. For instance, running a marathon is no piece of cake. So what did they do? They had to come up with a plan, or yojana banana. This is what you say when you think of a new idea or a solution. For example, we need to come up with a better way to organize our files. The most important instruction for the tortoise? Keep your mouth shut, which means chup rehna. Just be quiet, don't say anything. A teacher might say, you need to keep your mouth shut during the exam. This was crucial because Kambu tended to speak at the drop of a hat. This one means turant, doing something instantly without any hesitation. For instance, she's always ready to travel. She'd pack her bags at the drop of a hat. Along with being quiet, Kambu had to keep your cool, which means shant rahna, staying calm, especially when things get stressful. A good piece of advice is, even if you get nervous during your presentation, try to keep your cool. The villagers teased him by saying he must feel on top of the world, or bath kush hona. This just means feeling incredibly happy and successful. For example, after getting the job offer, he felt like he was on top of the world. But instead of keeping his cool, Kambu chose to give someone a piece of your mind. This means gusse mein apni baat sunana, to scold or speak angrily to someone because of something they did. For example, my boss was late again, so I finally gave him a piece of my mind. And because of that one mistake, he had to learn the hard way, which is galti karke seekhna. It's when you learn a lesson from a bad experience. A sad example might be, he didn't study for the test and failed. He learned the hard way that he needs to prepare. All right, we have covered so much today. Now for the final and I'd say most important step, it's your turn. We've heard the story, we've broken down the words and the idioms. Now it's time to make all this knowledge stick. So here's what I want you to do. Think about all the words and phrases we just learned. Which one stood out to you? Which one are you going to try and use this week? I want you to pick one, just one, and write your own sentence with it in the comments below. Go on, give it a shot. It's the absolute best way to make sure you remember it. And hey, before you go, your feedback means the world to us. Let us know what you thought so we can keep making these better. If this helped you out, a quick like and a share would be amazing. And of course, make sure you subscribe to Books Made Fun so you don't miss out on our next adventure. Thanks so much for learning with us today.